We've all heard about the Chinese alternative to Western ChatGPT and his magical coding skills, right? Well, anyway, in this video, I'll test how easy it is to code a game using only his advice, following every single recommendation exactly. Before we get started, subscribe to the channel and let's get begin.
The idea for this video came up when my friends and I were playing Minecraft, and we needed a mod that would make the map size dynamic, expanding and shrinking over time. So first I went to Gemini, but after endless edits and broken files, I got sick of it. Then I thought maybe Elon Musk can help me out, so I gave Grok a try. But that infernal machine couldn't even string a few sentences together. Out of frustration, I turned to ChatGPT, and surprisingly, it nailed the task. For the first time ever, I actually got to play with a working mod that I made myself. But here's the thing. According to our lovely Chinese friends, their holy DeepSeek AI is supposedly way better at coding. So now it's time to put that claim to the test.
All right, let's get started. First, I had to decide what kind of game I wanted to make, and just as importantly, what programming language to use. That second part was pretty easy. See, I'm 17 years old and I live in Russia, which means I have to prepare for our national exam, the EGE. Yeah, we've got stuff like that too. I chose the computer science track, which focuses mainly on Python, so I figured I'd stick with that, just to at least kind of understand what the AI is generating for me. Next came the question, what exactly do I want to create? At first, I thought about making a simple 3D shooter, just to show Gabe Newell how it's really done. But let's be honest, that's been done to death, so I ditched the idea. Then I remembered a lot of people are into Geometry Dash, so why not try that? But just copying the original isn't much fun, so I'll take it up a notch. I'm going to remake Geometry Dash in 3D and in first person. That's right, the final plan, make a 3D first-person version of Geometry Dash with at least 5 levels.
So I wrote a little prompt for our beloved DeepSeek. Here is on the right, you can check it out. Hello my dearest DeepSeek, please write me a game similar to Geometry Dash, but in 3D space, with first-person controls and at least 5 levels. The game should be written in Python. Honestly, I got so tired of waiting. He took 4 minutes to respond. In that time, I made myself some tea and honestly, I probably could have gotten married too. But hey, he finally finished. Okay, we've got the code. But obviously, we can't just run it out of nowhere. So now I'll ask him to explain what to do next.
Well, of course, things couldn't go as I planned. I was trying to install an additional library for Python, which, as I understood it, was essential for the game to work, and to be honest, I never received a sensible answer from DeepSeek on how to fix it. So I had to use alternatives. The problem was I ran out of my free limit on ChatGPT, so I had to communicate with Gemini. And although it was far from the first attempt, we finally found the problem. For some reason, I had 3 different Pythons on my computer, which is what was preventing the installation. A whole hour and a half just to spend a single second deleting the extra program.
In total, over 2 days, DeepSeek made me 3 games, and this is the most successful one. Honestly, the physics here are surprisingly good for a game made by an AI, but all the other aspects, well, they're pretty bad. I was pretty disappointed that I couldn't get everything done with DeepSeek, so with nowhere else to turn, I asked my favorite AI, Gemini, for help. In just a couple of hours, we achieved this result, and frankly, it's impressive. With its help, we reached our final goal. We now have a 3D game with 5 levels and even 3 types of dangers. You can fall off the map, get killed by a hostile red cube, or be shredded by a saw. For convenience, I also added a camera mode switch. In the third-person mode, the camera is set at a slight angle to make it easier to see obstacles. To make the gameplay more dynamic, I added a double jump, which makes the game more fun. Yes, you might say it's all raw and looks very basic, but don't forget, this was made by an AI.
Answering the question I posed at the beginning of the video, no, DeepSeek cannot make a proper game from scratch, and there's a simple explanation for this. Unlike other AIs, it's incredibly slow at writing code. For comparison, it takes DeepSeek 4 to 5 minutes to generate code, while Gemini does it in about 40 seconds. This slowness makes any normal quick iteration impossible. For example, if it writes something and the code doesn't run, you have to wait a very long time for another attempt. Again, with no guarantee of success. Through this process, I've learned how serious projects are made with AI. Here's my advice to you. Don't give the AI a complex task right away. Gradually increase the project's complexity, and when your code goes beyond 500 lines, it's best to break it into smaller parts. I believe with this approach, you can create very large-scale projects, which is something I might even try myself. As for the topic of future videos, that's up to you, my subscribers. If you want, I can improve this game. I'll add custom 3D models for the object, create a beautiful background, improve the physics, and design longer, more interesting levels. Or I could create a similar game using any other AI of your choice. So write your suggestions in the comments, and I'm gonna go touch grass for the first time in 6 days. Thank you for watching to the end. Right now, the situation in the Russian border area region where I live is quite difficult. If you'd like to support the author, all the links are in the comments.